Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Invisible Condition. It's not all in your head. I'm your host, Jeff Pearson. I have an amazing special guest today. This is my beautiful wife, Catherine, and you've probably seen her on a couple of different episodes. She was on, she was our first episode ever back on April 4th of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was also on a show with our oldest daughter, Elizabeth, talking about their experience with me having brain surgery and all the fun that came with that. So you've probably seen her before, but we are here to do something very exciting today. So we're both here. So, but the main thing about our show is that we want every single person with an invisible condition to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you do have a voice, you do have a community, and you are never alone. Ever. And that's part of what we're going to talk about today, right? This is why we're here.
That's right. Thank you for having me on the show with you.
Absolutely. Wish we could do it more. We should do this more.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. So Invisible Condition University is what we're talking about today. And as you can, right here. So and by the way, we are on location today. This is not our regular normal studio. We are on location today in the beautiful mountains of Avon, Colorado. We're here working with another organization that we love dearly, doing some video for them and doing some different things. And so we're here. And we thought, why the heck not? Let's do a show on location. First time we've ever done that. So let's give it a shot. I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun being here, and so we're recording some things for the other organization, and so they're like, well, let's just keep on recording.
Let's bring all our stuff and bring it all. And I mean, we drove, we didn't have to fly to get here, thankfully. So when you drive, you just pack the car full of all the stuff you need and some of it that you don't, and go. So here we are. So Invisible Condition University. This is something that we, with the help of some amazing people that has been kind of helping us along to develop this and make it what it is today. We created this with a heart to help people that are going through things in the arena of hospitals or medical help or even in-home care, or anything having to do with medical conditions of any kind, not just invisible ones. I know that's the name of the show, but really any kind of medical condition. And we want, you're looking at a perfect example right here. I am the patient. I have had, we've talked about this a little bit in previous shows, but if you have been watching for a while, thank you, by the way, for watching for a while. We appreciate you. Bring your friends. But we've talked about my surgical, journey through the years. And so I've been kind of the patient, and Catherine has been an amazing caregiver along the way through especially in the last 10 or 11 years, right? It's been a little bit crazy.
Right. Yeah. We were married for a good 14 years. And then there was a surgery in the fall, a surgery the next spring.
2 surgeries next spring.
2 surgeries the following spring. Yeah. And so I found myself in the position of that caregiver role that I didn't really expect to be for my spouse. As a wife and a mother, you expect to care for your kids and what they're going through, but it can be a surprise, right? when you look at your spouse, you're strong, capable, energetic. What are some other words?
Somebody who you see as a father to your children and the husband and the head of the household, right?
Right? Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
strong and capable, and now he's in the hospital multiple times. And
Yeah.
then even getting back home from the hospital, he's dealing with, debilitating migraines for
Better part of a year.
yeah, days and days and months and yeah, the better part of a year. And so I found myself thinking, how did I get here? And, are there any resources? Is there any way, anybody out there that can help my strong, capable husband get back to being strong, capable, his amazing, friendly, full of laughter self. And so, has really been an interesting journey trying to find, you know, are there resources? Is there anything?
Yeah.
And yes,
Yes, there are, by the way.
spoiler alert. Yes.
Spoiler alert. There are resources.
There are
Oh my gosh.
resources.
Um,
And so it's been a challenge though, trying to find those, bring them together and
make them available.
try them
right?
out.
Try them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has been quite
So we have tried a lot of them out. And I have tried a lot of them out. And some of them worked really good. Some of them really didn't at all. And some of them made it worse. And so with Invisible Condition University, we wanted to kind of skip the line for you out there and be that resource and be able to say, look, these are options. Not to mention, we've been on the air since last April. It's been almost a year and a half. Good Lord, it's been almost a year and a half. Thank you for this year and a half. This has been amazing. We're just getting started. We're not going anywhere. But this last year and a half, unintentionally almost, we were looking back and going, wow, look at all these people that have been on the show and these amazing people and amazing organizations. We gotta share this. And so between all the people that have been on our show, thank you everybody, and everybody that we have come in contact with over the last 10 plus years of the School of Hard Knocks, finding these things that work and sometimes don't. This is where Invisible Condition University has come from. We want to make it easier for you. And so this is why we're here, is to give this option to you. And so yeah.
invisibleconditionuniversity.com. Go check it out.
invisibleconditionuniversity.com.
I know it's
Yes.
a little long, but you got this.
It's okay. You know what we're gonna do?
Here,
We're gonna do this.
Right here.
It's right there, and it's also right there. So we're just gonna pop that up there for a minute. You're kind of in the. I know.
My face.
Her beautiful face. It's still there. It's still there. It won't be there forever. We'll do this periodically. Just pop this up here, and so anyway, all right. Okay, there's her beautiful face again. All right, so I wanted to start by kind of telling some stories, because I know there's probably some of you out there going, well, what the heck am I gonna, I mean, if it's not obvious yet why you would need Invisible Condition University, by the end of this episode, hopefully it will be.
I think so. How about we walk through some different scenarios, right?
Yes.
We'll tell some stories.
Tell some stories.
Give some different scenarios about how we envision that this will be helpful for people.
Absolutely.
And, the next call is today. So
yes, by the way, today, 3 p.m. Mountain Time today.
So get
September
signed up
17th.
now so you can get the Zoom link.
That's right. Catch that QR code again next time we put it on there. Just pop your phone up there and join us.
Get signed up now so you can join us this afternoon.
So you got a few hours to go. So yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning now, Mountain Time ish, 10-ish. So you got a little time, but just a few hours from now, we're going to be doing another call. So on Zoom. Okay.
So let's go through some scenarios that might help people understand what we're going for.
Absolutely. So here's the first one I want to talk about is my parents. So my parents, Scott and Joan, amazing people. I love them so much, and they have been incredible for me growing up, especially with something like Hydrocephalus, which is my invisible condition. And their story with invisible conditions starts when I was 2 weeks old. So I was born in March of 1977, and then they came to the 2-week checkup with their beautiful brand new baby boy, and they said, well, they got to the checkup and they were doing all the measurements, the length and the weight, and one of the things they do many of you know, with anybody with kids, if you remember that appointment, they do a measurement of the circumference of the head right here. And that measurement was a little bit too big. They're like, yeah, it's just a little big. We're going to do it. It's probably, don't worry, mom and dad, probably nothing. Don't worry. We're just going to do a CAT scan. No big deal. We're just going to see what's going on in there. And they found out that there was a ventricle in my brain that was blocked, and it was not allowing fluid to flow through. Should we do a little lesson? Let's do a little anatomy lesson real quick. Just a little 30-second, 2-minute anatomy lesson real quick, just so we're all on the same page. So everybody's brain has ventricles. They're kind of built in on the top of the brain here, and they run through the brain.
They're like little reservoirs for the fluid.
Little reservoirs for the fluid to collect. And your brain is always producing cerebral spinal fluid. It's produced about a quart a day, and it's continuously producing that. So it's got to go somewhere. So it drains down those ventricles, down the spinal column, all the way, lubricates up and down the spinal column, reabsorbs into your system. Easy peasy, right? So for me, and for many other people with hydrocephalus and other related conditions, that was not a thing, because one of those ventricles was blocked. And so the fluid couldn't escape through that space. And so the common common solution in 1977, when I was born, which is very much the same now, almost 50 years later, which was to install what's called a shunt. And so they drill a hole in the skull, which is a little scary, drill a hole in the skull back here, thread a little catheter through there to capture that fluid. Then there's a shunt.
A little tube.
Catheter
is a tube.
Catheter's a tube. Mm-hmm. And then the tube attaches to a shunt, which is right here, that's kind of against the skull under the skin. And then which
is like a mini pump.
Like a little pump. Mm-hmm. And then that shunt is attached to a cord. And that cord runs along my neck here and kind of reroutes it around the back of my abdomen to reabsorb into my body naturally as it can. So it's kind of like an artificial ventricle. And so this is the surgery that I was having at this big, at 2 weeks old, or whatever, however big people are at 2 weeks old. Ours are old enough, I don't remember. It's been a long time. So come on, let's just imagine that. Parents, think about this for a second. You go into a 2-week checkup, brain surgery. I'm sorry, what? Pardon me?
Right.
Come on.
Right.
So how helpful would that have been to have a place to go? There was no such thing as Zoom in 1977. But if there was somewhere to go, some sort of group that had people there that could say, you know what? Let's explore some options. Let's take a deep breath. Let's I am here to help you. I am here to sit with you and cry with you and just be with you, and let's figure this out. I think if they had, I was never, I don't remember that part. I was a little young, but I imagine there was a little bit of freaking out going on. If it wasn't on the surface, it was internal. I don't know. I can't imagine.
But yeah, to have a place of support to say, we have been through that, or we've been through something similar, and we know it's difficult, but we are here to hold your hand. We're here to, like Jeff said, cry on our shoulder, our Zoom shoulder.
Just listen. Just
right. Listen, be empathetic.
Sometimes you just got to tell the story, just got to, this is what we went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, that was one example that was one example.
Right. Yeah. So parents who have a little, you know, maybe it's maybe
Little or
it's not
not
a
little.
newborn. Yeah. Maybe
Maybe they're
it's a
older.
little bit older child, and they've been diagnosed with something scary. Maybe it's cancer, maybe it's type
One,
type 1 diabetes, maybe
maybe.
it's I think there's a few different
I mean, spina bifida, or cerebral palsy, or Chiari malformation, or I mean,
yeah.
there's so many things that can be scary. I mean, anything that's outside the norm can be scary. So
So
yeah.
we actually even can relate to that story because our son, when
yeah.
he was 4 weeks old, he not brain surgery,
No,
fortunately,
thank goodness.
but
No.
he had a blockage in his between his stomach and his lower intestine, and that caused
Nothing could go through.
yeah,
I mean, it was
food wasn't going this way,
it
and
was
so it
going
was
this
coming back
way.
up this way, and
And we didn't know what was going on. So
right, and
scary.
it was excessive. I don't want to get too.
It was. We don't need to tell the whole story.
I don't want to get too.
Just in case you're eating breakfast or something, we don't want to get sick. Okay,
But it was scary, and so we ended up taking him to the hospital. And so I feel like I was, in a similar position. My son, he was 4 weeks old. He had,
IV.
and thank you, an IV. The only place they could go was into his head.
At 1 month old, you have no veins in your arms or any hands or anything like adults. We can find veins everywhere. But 1 month old?
So the poor little guy, he had an IV sticking out of his head, and and he had to go under for surgery. And
everything turned out okay, but
he's strong and healthy. He's as we're recording this, he's almost 17 and a half, almost 18. So he's
good to go now.
Right. He's a beautiful, strong, tall, 6 foot young man. But
at a month old, that was scary stuff.
Yeah. And
we were not sure what to do.
Similar. So it's like, who do I talk to about this? Who has been through the same stuff? Who can relate? Who can, tell me that everything is going to be okay?
And we had nobody to talk to. Nobody to talk except the surgeon. I mean, the doctor. But they. I mean,
and there were friends that visited.
Yes. But they couldn't relate.
Yeah.
They couldn't relate. This is a group that can relate to each other.
Mm-hmm.
This is you. Within Invisible Condition University, these are all people that we've been through something similar. It may not be the same condition, but everybody that's been through something like this can relate on some level, and probably has some sort of helpful something that maybe worked for them that we didn't even think about, because when you're in that situation, you're not thinking, you're reacting. And you're panicking sometimes, and so this is to kind of ground you a little bit and say there are people to help, and we're not going anywhere. So, all right. So I think there's a couple more stories we want to tell, but right now we're going to go to a commercial, and as soon as we get back, we've got a couple more stories for you.
And let's also, on the other side of the break, we'll share why the word university.
Yes, we will come back after the break, and we'll talk a little bit more about why we called it what we did. And so stick around. We got some more good stories. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
Hey there. Every time someone comes into your business or website and uses their card to pay, a percentage of that gets folded back into the system. But it can go to Hydro with Hope instead. If you'd like your business to support us rather than feed back into the system, scan the QR code and we'll show you how to do that while saving your business money.
In a world where office workers typically receive 130 daily emails and have an 8-second attention span, CoreCentrica, with her 4 decades of international marketing experience, has partnered with the Learning Code Institute and their 30 years of neuroscientific research. Together, we are crafting unique messaging strategies that resonate, connect, and ultimately convert our target audiences. Core-Centrica, where award-winning creativity and disruptive neuroscience come together. Scan this code now, or call and click, and let us show you how Core-Centrica's partnership with the Learning Code Institute is influencing how businesses connect with their audience, foster engagement, and achieve conversions.
Tired of losing cell service in dead zones? Concerned about connectivity in emergencies? There is now an answer. Introducing the Love Pod. The world's first affordable encrypted global internet Wi-Fi hotspot connects with multiple service carrier networks and is satellite assisted when no service carrier networks are available. So it works virtually anytime, anywhere. Connect up to 9 devices, like our cell phone, laptop, desktop, TV, security cam, and more. Stream, chat, text, download, and make phone calls, all with no roaming fees. With mesh capability, the Love Pods will grow in strength and speed with each new pod activated to create a private terrestrial-based intranet called Love Global Network. The Love Pods are dual blockchain encrypted with Love's proprietary 2048-bit cube chain encryption, giving you the ultimate protection in data privacy and security against digital attacks and hacks to your devices. You are no longer tracked, and your data is never sold. Get the Love Pod, your private, encrypted, portable global internet Wi-Fi hotspot, and stay safe and stay connected.
The Club eFit Home Portable Gym System is a groundbreaking new system that can help everyone at any fitness level. You can be the happy, fit person you always wanted to be, and Club eFit can make that happen by helping you get the body you deserve in the time you can spare. With workouts ranging from cardio, core, to total body toning, it's easy to get started. Start taking care of you today. To make the change, go to clubefit.com now.
Hi everyone, I'm Andy.
And I'm Minna.
We're the hosts of Chronically Healthy Life.
Join us Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time on Vitality TV to see how we flip the idea of chronic on its head and create chronic health in our bodies, minds, finances, and relationships right here on E360 TV.
Hey, everybody. All right. We are back, and we are going to talk about specifically about Invisible Condition University real quick. And it's, I mean, that's why we're here today, honestly. But I just want to, we got the QR code there and the website. So if this is intriguing to you, please jump on the website, scan the QR code, join us, invisibleconditionuniversity.com. This is something that we kind of wish we would have had 10 years ago. We're going to get into a little bit more of this in this segment here, but good Lord. I've had 6 surgeries, 4 of them brain surgeries in the last 10 years, 11 years. And so every time I would go for surgery, lovely wife and all children, they were left kind of on their own, honestly, because the doctors and staff and everything was focused on me. And she was kind of just sitting there going, what the heck do I do now? So that's why we created ICU. We wanted somewhere for people like us, like you maybe, that could come and find community that listens, that cares, that walks with you, no matter what's going on, no matter what the condition is, okay? We meet twice a month on Zoom, and it's for about an hour, and it's 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And so the next time will be September 17th. See, back here, we did that on purpose. September 17th at 3 p.m. Today at 3 p.m. is our next meeting. Please join us. It's a safe place for patients and caregivers and anybody else that you want to. I mean, if you have grandparents or parents or sisters or siblings or friends or people that are helping you, people that are helping take care of you, bring them. Ask questions, vent frustrations, find information that your provider may not be giving you or may not be able to share with you. I don't know. Everything's a little different. Every situation is different. So please join us. Invisibleconditionuniversity.com. Scan the QR code. We'd love to see you there. Now, we've got a couple stories left. I mean, all we got is stories, man. We got so many stories. We got lots of stories. But
Let's talk university though. Just real quick.
yeah. Yes.
Real
yes.
quick.
University.
Because little disclaimer, we are not an accredited
We're not a college.
institution of higher learning.
No. This is not that kind of university. Don't worry, it's not that kind of thing. The tuition's not that expensive.
Oh no.
In fact, to join Invisible Condition University, if you eat out once a month, you're spending more than you would to join Invisible Condition University.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. If you go to Starbucks twice a month, you're spending more than you would for Invisible Condition University. So anyway.
Yeah, not university prices. Nope. We don't give out degrees, at least not yet. That might be something fun to add later on, but
I don't know.
But we really like the acronym. ICU, and there's a double meaning there. There's probably multiple meanings, but first of all, we see, with our eyeballs, we see you.
Okay.
You might feel like, you might have an invisible condition. You might have a very visible condition, but you might still feel invisible. And so part of that acronym is that we want you to know that we visibly, we see you.
We understand.
See you, we care
you.
for you, and we want to come alongside you.
Yes.
And the other piece of it is university. The word university tends to give a connotation of learning, right? Learning, growing, community.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people at a university. There's maybe teachers and faculty.
Exchanging ideas.
Yeah. Yes. Research. And so, we want this to be a place where people can come and learn and grow and find resources, find people,
collaborate with each other,
find maybe people who can teach us. We also envision having guest speakers come in who have more expertise than we do. We'd like to bring that to you.
I mean, we've had so many of these people on the show, some of these amazing practitioners and providers of these amazing services that can help people with invisible conditions. That's why they're on the show. So this is our chance to share.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So university, it might be,
Nope.
if it,
nope, it's not a university, but
not a university, but
they're good. They get it. I think we don't need to, but come enroll in our little university, our big, I don't know. Come join ICU. Join us. We can't wait to see you there. Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
We're excited to see you. It's going to be good. You're going to love it. We're going to love it. We're all going to love it. It's going to be great. So yeah. So, all right. Now, this is something else that I think my parents would have really enjoyed having somebody with a group, with a community to join and be a part of. So I was about 7 months old, and my mom tells the story that she was exhausted. She was, I had just had surgery again, brain surgery again, and I was in the hospital, and I was there, and she was telling the nurse, she said, please don't leave him alone. He's prone to seizures. At the time, I guess that was a thing. And the nurse said, okay, good. Go home, take a shower, get some sleep, get some dinner, whatever. I'm here. Well, she got back and nobody was in the room, and I was having a seizure. 7-month-old little baby having a seizure with nobody in the room. And needless to say, my mom was upset, and she took me and checked me out of that hospital and took me to another hospital in another town that I ended up having a couple more surgeries at that were amazing. And it was terrifying. I can imagine. I mean, that would have been another fly on the wall moment to see what was her response, and how much better could that have gone? I mean, there was a lot of things that could have gone better with that day, but with the current situation that was there, how could that have been better? I know how that could, if she had somebody to talk to, if she could have had somebody or a community of somebody's to talk to and say, oh my gosh, this just happened. Has anybody else had this experience? What did you do? What should I do? Because the hospital's not going to tell you to go anywhere else. They're going to say, stay here. We're sorry about that. Sorry, stay here. No, that might not be the best solution. So, but how do you know? Unless you have other people to talk to bounce ideas off of, to say, has anybody had this experience before? So this is also part of Invisible Condition University, is to have that camaraderie with so many other people. So that's, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't imagine as a mother having that type of experience and then not having a support group around to say, wow, that was terrible, but we're here with you, to walk with you and to care for you through that scary experience. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think we should fast forward a little bit because
Okay.
we met in 7th grade. We met when we were really young. And so we've been together through a lot of stuff. But we never had to deal with this stuff until we were married about 14 years. In 2013. So I had a brain surgery at 2 weeks old. I had one at about 6 months old. I had one at 18. And then I didn't have anything until I was 36.
Mhm.
And by then, we got married in 99. This was in 2013. So you knew that I had a condition, right? But it wasn't like, oh, what's going to happen? It was,
And I knew that he had some kind of condition. I honestly did not know a lot about it. That maybe that's on me. I probably.
well, I didn't talk about it much because my parents didn't make a big deal of it. Thank you, mom and dad, by the way. Thank you. Because I was never made to feel sick or less than, or don't do that. So I never really talked about it. So
Right. And so, even, like middle school, high school, he still was, that strong young kid growing up. And yes, he did have one surgery at 18. But at 18, you're like, oh, he's going to be fine.
well, and you're getting ready for college. I'm getting ready for stuff. I mean, what I'm going to do after high school. I mean, you're not,
So it's, I don't know that surgery at 18 didn't have as much of an impact. And then he was good. It was good.
Yeah, it
And
turned out great.
for several years. And even after his surgery at 18, we didn't get married for about 4 years. We were about 22. And so during that time frame, he was great. He was strong. He was
Everything
healthy.
was awesome.
And then we got married, and then we still, we had 3 kiddos. We bought a house, and we,
All the
all
things, jobs,
the
careers.
young married stuff.
Yeah.
And he was doing great. So then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it felt like to me.
Summer of 2013. Here we go.
And then it was
Emergency abdominal surgery.
yeah.
And then 6 months later, it was 2 emergency brain surgeries. And then 3 years later was another non-emergency brain surgery. That was actually my only non-emergency brain surgery in my whole life. And then in 2021, just about 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, was my last emergency brain surgery. So, and then not to mention a couple other like the one in 13, and then I had one in 2022 that was kind of emergency. I mean, surgery everywhere, man. Surgery everywhere.
Well, and I think even more than that too is that space in between the surgeries. right? Because
Mm.
there was
Recovery.
impacts
Yes.
from having surgery. There was migraines, and then there was another
Balance issues and vertigo and
Mhm,
all kinds
mhm.
of stuff.
And then there was the muscles spasm
Oh man.
or ticks.
Ticks. Oh,
And so, I feel like it was almost this in between time frames that I felt like I was actually at the most at a loss
yeah.
for
What to do?
like
Yeah.
how do I support him? What resources are there? Are there, modalities or therapies or other practitioners, somebody that can, mitigate the impacts? Because and I think part of that is because I watched him for 14 years and he was great. And so what I kept kind of telling myself was, if he was great for 14 years, one surgery should not completely knock that out of the park.
Let's get back to great.
Yeah, exactly. I am a very firm believer that our human bodies have been created by God to have amazing healing power within us.
Yes.
And so I kept thinking like this, yes, he had surgery. Yes, it impacted his brain. But if the surgeons say, he's okay, then there's got to be some avenue, some healing modalities, cells, or I don't know, something that we can
Yeah.
trigger healing to bring him back closer to normal, closer
Yeah.
to strong,
100%.
capable,
Yeah.
fun loving, leader of the family and the household,
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the search that I felt, like within me from 2013 to
Present.
present.
I mean, there's still, we're still working on it. Honestly, there's still stuff we're working on from that surgery in 21. So,
And the good news is we have found things.
yes,
We have found things that work.
That's the thing.
And so,
Yep.
Even when a doctor or a surgeon or, a highly trained medical professional says, oh, well, I guess you're just going to have to live with
Fill in the blank.
whatever symptom. Yeah. Migraines, headaches, muscle spasms, dizziness, you're just going to have to live with it. I was not okay with that answer. I've never have been. And so
I'm here because we weren't satisfied with that answer.
Mhm, mhm. And so,
So,
sorry, I kind of feel like I kind of went off on a
no,
little
soapbox
bit
it
of a
up.
rabbit trail or a soapbox, but that's what I really want to bring to other caregivers within ICU is that, you can help your beautiful, strong, family member or friend get back to being as strong and healthy as they possibly can be.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
It is probable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
And that's what I'm so excited to share with.
I mean, in 2014, the side effects from those 2 brain surgeries were migraines, and they developed into such severity and frequency that I had them for a year, nonstop. I mean, nonstop migraines for a year. And we kept going back to the surgeon, and the surgeon said, I'm sorry, I guess you're just going to have to live with headaches. And we said, thank you very much. I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad. The scope of practice of a neurosurgeon is about this big. I wouldn't expect them to be mindful of.
I was mad.
I wasn't, because I knew what his scope of practice was. I knew he's a brain surgeon. Your brain's not working. He makes it working. Okay, we're good. So, but no, yeah, you're right. You were fit to be tied.
I was irritated.
And so we started searching.
Mhm,
That irritation,
mhm.
that anger fueled, what can we find? What can
Mhm.
we find? What can we find? And because our bodies are magnificently crafted by our wonderful creator. We knew there had to be an answer somewhere. And so that's where we started searching. And I am sitting before you normal. It's all relative, really. But relatively normal. I am not writhing with nonstop migraines because we found two modalities that one of them brought me about halfway back, and the other one, within a month, migraines were gone. And so this is all the things that we're going to be talking about in ICU. This is the cool factor of ICU, because I have a lot of resources. He has a lot of resources. You have a lot of resources. They have a lot of resources. Okay. Let's work together and share those resources so that everybody can benefit.
Right. So do you find yourself facing a medical challenge like this, that seems to be ongoing, and you're like, there's got to be something. And you're like, I don't know who can tell me what that is, but there's got to be somebody, there's got to be something somewhere that can help. And I'm here to say, yes, we're here to say, yes, there is. And so we would love to hear
right
your
here.
Specific. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wherever the corner, I can't point at the corner, but you see it. There it is.
Bring your specific stories, bring your challenges, bring your concerns and your frustrations, your anger, bring that. And we want to come alongside you and guide you to what could possibly be the solution for you. We found some stuff for Jeff, and we know a lot of other modalities. And so let's find answers together for you.
Yep. And so we're going to go to one more break. We're going to go to one more break so that we can make some more sponsors happy. We love you, sponsors. And we are going to we'll be right back, and we're going to tell some more stories, and we're going to talk about something we talk about on the show a lot, which is hope. Because hope is where it's at. Hope is a powerful thing. And if you don't have hope, you're almost dead in the water already. I mean, really, with or without an invisible condition. So hope is powerful. It's important. We're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Greg Russell. I'm the host of TechnologyTuesday.com. You can find us on the Conscious Business TV network every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the latest resources to help you make more money in your business. Join us on E360 TV. Come on.
Hey, and we're back. Here we are. Oh man, thank you for sticking around. Thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this amazing, important episode. I mean, we so want to get the word out about this, and we want you to understand what it is. and how it can help. And so we have been talking about a lot of stories of my story, because you don't have a condition to talk about. So we're talking about my stories and your story as the caregiver and my story as the patient. And both of them are hugely important, and both of them are very valid. And that's why we invite all of you, caregivers, people that are being taken care of. Come on. We want all of you to join us on Invisible Condition University. This is a place to talk and vent and feel cared for and be just sit with you, and be there and answer questions and offer resources. So and the one thing that all of this has in common, I mean, our show runs on this, is hope. Because without hope, we wouldn't be here. We'd be. I mean, I don't even want to think about where we'd be without hope. And so, so our hope. I want you to weigh in on this too. Is our hope is in Jesus. We are Jesus followers. We believe the Bible. We believe that Jesus is the Son of God, and he rose from the dead, and he is alive and well. He wants to know you too. And so that is where our hope comes from. We know that Jesus has our story in his hands, and that is where we take a lot of comfort. And there is a lot of hope there.
It's true. So, during those times when he would have surgeries, that can be a really scary moment, not knowing it's brain surgery,
Hello.
And so all kinds of stuff can happen during surgery. So not going to go to the worst case scenario, right?
Yeah, let's not go there. We're talking about hope here.
Hope.
Let's
But I think even with any scenario, any outcome, that's really what I had to do. Is I had to place my faith and hope in Jesus, that he's got Jeff, he's holding him, he's in the situation, he's surrounding him, and really turn that over to Jesus and say, whatever the best outcome is, that's what we will be thankful for. And so that is, yes, absolutely. That's where a lot of my hope came from, especially during surgeries. And then outside of surgery, there is hope that Jesus can restore, that Jesus is the great physician, that he has, that healing power flowing through us. And we just need to access it and activate it. And so, even watching struggles and challenges, there's still, there's prayer, there's hope and prayer,
Mhm.
towards health and healing and strength.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
And we take comfort in that hope because we know that God would never lie to us. God is the God of truth. And so what else would he tell you? So we know that there's hope. We know, and so that's what's kept me going. That's what's kept Catherine going, our family going, my parents going. And so it's a big deal. And hope, whether you're a Jesus follower or not. I mean, we'd love to talk to you about that if you're not, but if you aren't, there's still hope. There's still, people talk about hope all the time, and it comes from all kinds of places. Just because ours comes from Jesus doesn't mean that yours has to. Where do you get your hope? Where does your hope come from? And can you rely on that in the times that you are in crisis? Because let's be real, if you have an invisible condition, there are times of crisis. And so hope is a big deal. And so we got about 3 minutes left. And so I kind of want to just talk about, what should we talk about? How do we want to close the show? I think we should, well, I'm going to put the QR code back up there, and
Shift this way.
there it is. There we go. There we go. I got to make sure I get the right one up there. And so, yeah, invisibleconditionuniversity.com. There is hope. There's always hope.
Yeah.
And there's community. And there are people that love you that don't even know you. And so we want to be those people. We want to be that place.
So how about a story where we have provided hope to someone else? There was a young mom who reached out to Jeff. Her little boy was born premature, and they were told that the little guy had hydrocephalus. And so she did a lot of looking around on Facebook and found Jeff and
reached out.
Yep. Saw how he was answering other people and reached out and said, this is what the surgeons are saying. This is what the doctors are saying.
None of it makes sense.
Please tell me, what is your experience? Obviously you've been living with this for a couple of years.
Few decades.
A couple decades.
Yeah.
So but Jeff was able to respond with that hope.
Yep. And it was cool because online, it doesn't matter where you are. They live halfway around the world in the Middle East. They're in UAE. I mean, United Arab Emirates, I should say. Not everybody knows. I say UAE, United Arab Emirates. And they found me in Colorado on Facebook commenting on another person's post. So you never know where that hope's going to come from. And we still keep in touch with them to this day. We love this family. They're fantastic. And that little dude is thriving now. To my knowledge, I mean, the last time I talked to that family, he was rocking it. And so
and the mother was so thankful to hear Jeff's stories of, yes, I had hydrocephalus. Yes, I had, brain surgery very young, but look at all that I've been able to do.
There is still hope.
Yeah, for this, one particular diagnosis does not have to mean the end of the world. It doesn't have to mean the end of
100%.
Of everything good in your life. And so there's
always hope. Always, always hope. So even if it sounds dire, there's still hope. Because you don't know all the facts yet. You might not know all the information you need yet. You don't know what you don't know, which is another reason to come to ICU. because there are lots of other people that know other things that I don't know, that you don't know, that might be able to help me with something in the future. Who knows?
Right.
So, yeah. But
so many options,
so many people, so many helpful things out there for you. So please scan the QR code, go to the website, learn more. There's tons of information at the website. If you have any questions, about what the heck is this ICU thing about, just check out the website. It should answer all the questions you have, and we would love to have you. Please join us. I can't wait to meet you. We can't wait to meet you. We're going to be on there together. It's us. Because I have the one perspective, she has another. We have helped each other through this, and we want to help you. So join us and join us for the next show. And by the way, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If this is your first episode watching, thank you. And if this is your 100th episode watching, thank you. Tell your friends.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, all the things. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching on E360, you can share any of it. I don't know. Well, maybe not E360. That's a little tougher to share. But if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, comment. If you have a question, comment. If you just put ICU, Invisible Condition University, ICU in the comments, and we'll reach out. If what's on the website doesn't answer all your questions, you have something specific, reach out and join us for the next show, which is on September 20th. 20th. So join us on September 20th for another incredible guest living and thriving with some sort of invisible condition. We'll find out what that is on the 20th, won't we? So
tune in. We'll
see you soon. This has been awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for being on the air with me.
My pleasure.
My
silly face expressions and my
and pointing and the things, and yeah. Who wants to see her on the show more? Yeah. All right, everybody. Have an amazing day. We'll see you next time.